Hi everyone. Today we will talk about emotions and I'll primarily share my experience of dealing with emotional. Having been a very emotional person, I had to literally train myself in dealing with emotions. Well, if we really want a definition of emotions, emotion is really energy in motion. It can take us upward or it can take us downward. When an emotion takes us upward, we feel pleasant, so let's say joy, happiness, these are emotions which take us upward. And then there are certain emotions which suddenly drain us of energy. These could be things like sadness. When we are sad, we really drain out a lot of energy. When we are angry, it just it well when we are angry, it can also make us very energetic that we may kill the other person. But sadness, guilt, these are emotions, fear, which are destructive. And these emotions like anger and fear, they can also make us do a lot of actions which we may not like and which may get into trouble later on. So it's important that we deal with managing these emotions. So, what are some of the things that we can do to manage these emotions? Well, number one thing, first, we need to acknowledge these emotions because a lot of time we are in denial. We don't acknowledge these emotions. So, even if we are fearful, we don't want to accept that we are fearful. Even if we are feeling not so good about life, we will just use alcohol or something else and just temporarily give us relief. So, if we are constantly feeling sadness, we need to acknowledge it. Second, figure out triggers. Sometimes there are triggers that get us into an emotion response for a long period of time. So, just see what are these responses or what are these triggers which gets us into that emotion. Number three, we can create a distance from these emotions. So, by distance, I mean we hold the reaction. We don't react to the emotion immediately. So, we create some sort of a distance between our reaction and the emotional response that we are feeling. So, that will help us tremendously. In fact, it has helped me tremendously because emotions are also like clouds, they pass on. So once we hold our reaction for a certain period of time, the emotion also loses its power. The energy kind of dilutes. So it is us who gives the power to the emotion in form of action or in form of feeling. But if we create a distance from that emotion, we will see that they pass on like a cloud and we can just be like an observer of these emotions. Fourth, I think we need to maintain a certain amount of emotional hygiene in our life. And by emotional hygiene, I mean we need to cleanse some of these emotional emotions that get accumulated within us over a period of time. We all have been blessed with the faculty of crying, but I think rarely do men cry, and we've been taught by our parents, by society, boss, ladke ho, rona nahi hai. But rona is our natural response of cleansing our emotions. Okay, so it is pretty much okay to cry. I mean, it helps me tremendously once in a while. Once, yeah, it's not like I have to consciously work on it. I just allow it to happen. So when I allow it to happen, it helps me cleanse that particular emotion deeply. Second, I think a lot of time we are angry at ourselves or others. So it may just help to start forgiving ourselves as well as others. So that is going to help us tremendously to cleanse this destructive emotion of guilt or anger. Third, I think we can just be comfortable with ourselves. A lot of time we are trying so hard that we have got to do this. We create ambitions, we create aspirations, we create competition with others. So just get comfortable in our own skin, accept ourselves also as a piece of life. It's always like me versus the nature. Well, I am also part of the nature. Okay, I am also part of the life. So just accept ourselves also as part of life and complete. You know, we are trying to gather things, we're trying to gather knowledge, we are trying to look better all the time. That's creating an emotional havoc in us. So that's all, guys, for today. Thanks a lot.